And welcome to episode 27 of the Backdoor podcast, also known as the Lakers Pulse podcast. I am the host, Clayton, joined by Merge. How you doing, Merge?
I was doing good like 5 hours ago, and then this just made me sad.
Yeah. Of course, both of us are wrapped up in starting back to, work. I work at a school. You go to school. I
Yes.
am going back to get my credentials. And, of course, life has overtaken the time for podcasts, so we wanted to try and get at least a short one in tonight.
Yeah.
So, of course, the last few games that we missed were the good ones. We missed the good ones to go over. We came back to you know what? I blame you because you're the one that wanted Lakers talk. Okay, so
Hey, we were doing good, so it was fun, and then you know stuff happened.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with blaming you.
I think it was the basketball gods blaming or hurting all Laker fans for discussing playoffs.
Yeah, once that started up,
they're like, nope, we're gonna make you forget about playoffs completely.
Yeah, nah. You thought. Oh my word! I don't. This game just was. It was fine up until pretty much the Dame and D'Lo. It's not a fight. That wasn't a fight. That was
just they said something at each other.
Yeah, they both got their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
So after that, it all went downhill for LA.
Yeah.
You didn't get to see everything tonight, right?
No, I was at the Chino Hills game.
Yeah, so you were going to see future Laker LaMelo Ball.
Yep, future Laker LaMelo Ball shooting half-court three-pointers.
Of course. Speaking of three-pointers, our future pillar D'Angelo Russell cannot hit a three-pointer against the Trailblazers this year. It's quite amazing just how it's just bad. he had open shots that he couldn't make. He was 0 for 7 tonight from 3. He was 0 for 8 3 games ago.
Yeah.
And then our friend at Dimpat7 said that during the preseason he was 0 for 9 against the Trailblazers for 3. So I think it's just the Trailblazers.
Yeah, I mean, I probably if you take out that the two Trailblazers games from this year, he's probably shooting like 45% from 3. Something like that.
I mean, I was talking about today in our Slack chat how since the turn of the year he has improved everything. The only thing that's gone down was I think it was free throw percentage.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else was improved,
Yeah.
And tonight, I mean, he did have 8 rebounds, he did have 6 assists, and only 2 turnovers. I'm fine with 2 turnovers. But
hey, this is actually his 3rd straight game with 3 steals.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, he wasn't the only one that was bad tonight.
Julius was bad.
Julius was 2 for 9. Nick Young was 2 for 9. Clarkson was 3 for 9. Lou was 4 for 10. Lou didn't have any free throws.
Whoa,
that's incredible. No one can hit free throws either. 14 for 26 as a team. Yeah, I think that's kind of saying something right there. I mean, we lost by 21. Yeah, 108 to 87, and we missed 12 free throws.
Yeah.
So, yeah, did anything really stick out to you? I know that you fast forwarded through quite a bit of it to catch up after.
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, really what I saw on Twitter, trying to keep up with the game, was there was like a couple plays by Thomas Robinson, and then D'Angelo had a bunch of passes, and Lou had a couple of threes. That's pretty much what it seemed like in the first half. And then I don't know. It was just a really uneventful game, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
it was
besides
like
the two D'Lo passes.
yeah, it was such, I don't know, the whole time it just felt like I was in a lull watching it, you know.
Even when they were doing like when they were close, it was just like normal baskets were being scored.
Yeah, yeah. The two passes that stuck out to me tonight were the one from D'Lo to Dang, and then the one from D'Lo to Mozgov. If he had another one, I must have missed it. But I mean, his vision is just ridiculous. But I mean, just really, the game was just, I don't know, just it was weird. It was fine, and then it was just
Bad.
a landslide. Like, it was just bad. It was just a landslide of just terribleness.
I just really wanted this win because we play Spurs and the Clippers with Chris Paul in the next two games. So I wanted to win before we play those two.
Who all? Yeah, Spurs, and then come on, show me the full schedule. Because I
Portland.
thought someone said that we play Cleveland too soon.
No. We play we play Spurs next, and then we play the Clippers, and then we play Detroit the day after. And
Okay, I'm blaming.
I think we play Portland again soon, and then
All
next
right.
week or so.
The 25th, so in like 2 weeks. So yeah, our next part of the schedule, San Antonio, the Clippers.
Hey, they lost to the Bucks tonight in San Antonio, so there's hope without Giannis too. With a stick Giannis, without a stick Giannis.
That's interesting. And then on Saturday against the Clippers, then the schedule gets pretty lax for 4 games, and you should try and get at least 3 of the 4.
Especially Sunday's one.
Detroit. yeah, you're going to be there. Detroit, Denver, Indiana, and Dallas.
Oh, Dallas again. Oh, God.
Hopefully that's not the loss. Do you want to, the talk of the past few days, of course, has gone to playoffs because they won 2 in a row, and now they're like, I think 3 back.
Yeah, they're 3.
But
that could really change because we've played like 4 more games than the rest of the bottom of the West, so they could like win 2 games or win 4 games really, and they'll be like 7 games ahead of us.
Yeah, just totally distance themselves from us. Yeah, I didn't really. I jokingly talked about it. I just we're not ready for it. Obviously, it's just clear as day we're not ready for it.
I mean, if we're playing like how we were playing the past 4 games, then yeah, I don't see how they couldn't sneak in. But it's young team inconsistent. I mean, nothing really we can do about it. It's gonna happen. It happens to every young team. Timberwolves are still a worse team than us, and I still hear people talk about their young guys pretty well. So I don't know.
Yeah. Some of the things that we had written down, kind of taken away with the disappointment of tonight.
Yeah.
Did you want to touch on anything of Orlando and Miami?
Well, Ingram, that's pretty much the biggest takeaway in those. Actually, in these last 3 games, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he looked bad tonight, and he was 500 from the floor. I think he was 3 for 6 and 2 for 2 from 3. That's, I think, 3 games in a row he's made 2 3-pointers in a row, or 2 3-pointers in a game. That's encouraging, especially how he was just struggling so bad before. But yeah, you go on. You were the one that wanted to. You had a ton to talk about, so I'll let you speak for a bit.
Well, I mean, it's like this game really just makes me not want to talk about it. Because I mean, before this game, D'Angelo and Julius were looking like incredibly like good, especially D'Angelo averaging over 20, and 5 and 3 or 2 steals and shooting close to 40% from the 3 and stuff. I mean, this game didn't really show that, but I mean, it showed his passing and his rebounding, but him scoring the ball wasn't on display tonight. And I mean, I don't know. I think this game really killed my momentum on how to talk about the Lakers. I mean, the young guys right now.
Yeah.
Like if we did one like after the Orlando game, I'd probably have a lot more to say. I think it's just because this game's kind of like really recent and everyone sucked. So
yeah, I totally agree. It doesn't help that it's been a very, very long day. You know, fun. The thing is people will bash D'Angelo and Julius and all the young guys, you know, tonight, because you know after competing so well and to start out the year, they're going to just say, you know, well, he sucked tonight. That's why they lost. Well, they weren't very good, but I mean, we constantly say plus minus is a flawed stat. They both D'Angelo and Julius were both a -8 tonight, but Luol Deng was a -21. That's impressive.
He was in with that bench unit a lot today, so I think that made sense.
Yeah, I believe he was. I mean, shoot, Evan Turner, who I've made fun of so much this year. I mean, and he was only 3 for 9 tonight.
Yeah.
He had a positive. He was a +4. So.
Well, I mean, everyone had a plus besides Noah Vonleh. So.
yeah, that's funny. Oh man, talk about a bust. I mean, shoot. Jake Layman had 3 minutes and he had a +3.
I still like Jake Layman.
Same here. Man, I don't really know what I want to talk about. I
don't, man. This was a bad day to do this podcast.
It was. I blame you again.
I can't tell into the future, and I didn't know the Blazers were gonna beat us by 21 after we were like tied with them at halftime.
Yeah. Well, forget this. Let's just move on to the next few parts. Yeah. Obviously, the talk has been playoffs. I think this shows that we're just not ready.
Yeah.
You know, we're too young. Our key pieces are too young. Darius Soriano at Forum Blue and Gold tweeted out that with Julius and D'Lo, you know, just not going on, you know, full cylinders.
Yeah.
It showed tonight. You know, as they go, the Lakers go, and if they're, I mean, they've been great this season, but it's just too inconsistent for playoff level team.
I think
no matter how bad the West is, in my opinion.
I think that I do think D'Angelo is the better player than Julius, but I think Julius is more important to D'Angelo than D'Angelo is to Julius. But that's only when they're playing with each other. It's a weird thing because I think when Julius starts off well, D'Angelo follows, but when D'Angelo isn't there, Julius has nothing. So it's like if Julius normally when the Lakers do well, Julius starts the game with like 8 points in the first quarter. That's what like I've seen happen constantly. Like the Grizzlies game, he scored 8 points in the first quarter, and I think the game against the Magic, he had 8 or 10 points, and then that's when D'Angelo gets his passes in and he gets the little mid-range jumpers and he tries to, you know, get himself going, and then once he's going, he just takes off in the second and third quarters.
Yeah.
So Julius is like the Draymond of this team, and D'Angelo's like the Steph. And I've always thought that. I mean, since last year, Julius is the emotional
roles
leader.
of it, so then people don't try and say that we're comparing them.
No.
The roles.
I still don't think they're not similar players. I think Julius is going to be a much better offensive player than Draymond, and I think he won't be as good of a defender. D'Angelo won't be the shooter Steph is, even though he's still an elite shooter, and he won't. But I think he'll be a better passer than Steph, and I think he'll turn the ball over less than Steph did. And
I mean, at this age, Steph was still at oh my goodness, where did he go to college from?
Davidson.
Yeah, Davidson. At this age, he was still at Davidson.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I remember like there were multiple years where Steph led the league in turnovers, like 4 per game or something.
I'm gonna check that, okay, and I'm gonna laugh when you're wrong.
Okay, at least top 5. He was very high up there.
Yeah. What do you think? Were you full on with this team as a possible playoff team?
I wasn't like completely like, yeah, this is definitely gonna happen. Book it right now. I think we had a chance. I think with how bad the West is, and I think they're gonna continue being. I think the Lakers are still they're gonna be there for the rest of the year, but they won't make it, which kind of like hurts the Lou and Nick type stuff. Even though I don't think they're gonna trade them, but I think if they were the worst team in the West, there'd be a lot different discussions, you know?
Yeah. I do think the playoff implications is really where it's annoying, because of course they see, oh, we're only a few games back.
Yeah.
So let's just keep the team together. Well, in the long run, that's just not going to be good. And how you said, we've played like 2 to 4 games more than almost every other team in the league right now. So when everyone catches up to us in amount of games played, then that distance, I think, is just going to grow. And then you're just going to be holding on to guys that you could get possible assets for. And yep, something we talk about all the time. Steph in 2013, 2014, his first All-Star year, he had 3.8 turnovers a game, and that was the highest ever for him. The rest were his next highest was 3.3 last year. Well, with his usage, that doesn't surprise me. And then 3.13 other years. Oh. Yeah, I just the playoff talk was just ridiculous. Ingram versus D'Lo, better prospect.
It's okay. I think with the recent play of Ingram, I think this is a legit question. Not because I think D'Angelo is like a lesser prospect, but I think Ingram's showing a lot more than why he was drafted number 2, and people thought he could be better than Ben Simmons, you know. And he's showing what he can do. We don't need Nelson coming in here doing his Ben Simmons talk again. So just go with it, okay?
Yeah.
But I still think D'Angelo slightly. I think they both have potential to be top 5 players in the NBA. I think that I still think D'Angelo is the guy that you're going to give the ball to at the end of the games to take over, to go one-on-one with the team's best defender and, win you a game. I think Ingram could too, but I think D'Angelo's going to be the guy you go to more. And I also think he'll be more versatile by a little bit, even though I think Ingram is still going to be extremely versatile. I'm very, very high on both of them right now, but I would definitely go with D'Angelo by a little bit.
I agree. I'm very high on Ingram. Viewers of the podcast know that, but I'm just that much higher on D'Lo.
Yeah.
He's going to have the ball in his hands so much. I mean, his second year, his usage is almost 28%. That's really high, and for being that high and being that young, that's what makes the numbers that he's putting up so impressive. But people don't want to acknowledge that. They still want to stand for Okafor.
Oh man.
Yeah, I go D'Lo, but I think it's really going to be an option 1A and like an option 1B type scenario.
Yeah, I agree.
Seriously, I feel just so deflated after that game.
Yeah. It was like I think even if the Lakers won, it would have been just a weird game to talk about because it was just a weird, non-exciting game. Besides, of course, the video passes and that Thomas Robinson block. But besides that, there's really nothing to go on.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just do the last point you wanted to talk about. The Lakers are highly unlikely to make a move this trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, I think people should be cut.
I think someone will be. I think if it's anyone, it's going to be Marcelo.
I think someone needs to be cut. Maybe it'll probably the guy to cut is Marcelo. The Lakers just have a love obsession with Artest, which I get, kinda, but whatever.
And I know for sure that Jose, the Lakers love Jose. I forgot whose podcast I was listening to. I think it was Locked on Lakers, and I think it was John Ireland who said it. But he said that people in the front office absolutely love Marcelo. I mean, not Marcelo, Jose, and Luke loves Jose, and he's like another coach on the coaching staff, and he always talks to the guys, takes the guys aside, and you know, like it's like another coach to them. So
maybe he's that Steve Nash role that Jordan Clarkson had a while ago. I just
that's why I think if it's anyone, it's Marcelo, just because it's just kind of I mean, all three of them, and Thomas Robinson should be. I'm not even gonna say Thomas Robinson because he's been playing well, but he's been playing. He's been trying.
His rebounds have been good as usual. His energy is high. Guy still is just he makes those moves that he's like, oh yeah, I was the 5th overall pick, and then you're like, well then that's why you've been bouncing around. You're now on your 6th team in 6 years. I think it's because you're not very good. I always thought that he just needed a chance. He's just not good enough, in my opinion.
Honestly, I feel like Lakers bring him back next year, but that's just me.
Oh my word! Don't do that to me. I mean, shoot, we got our first article asking from another Laker blog, a big Laker blog, asking if T-Rob is going to be taking minutes away from Larry Nance when he returns.
I miss that guy so much.
Yeah, I've always been on the Julius is better than Nance train, but Nance is very, very, very important to us.
I forgot. I'm not even gonna say who it was, but there was a tweet I saw, and someone said that plays like that is why Thomas Robinson. It's not gonna be easy for Larry to come back in and just take all those minutes back after he had that block or whatever.
Oh my word!
Larry can do that.
You're gonna have to tell me who that was later.
I'll tell you that afterward, but I'm not gonna say it on air.
It just moves need to be made. I'm sorry. I'm just sick and tired of it's just over and over and over again, and people disagree. I'm fine with that, but
we're just torturing ourselves at this point, asking for someone to get traded and asking to go for someone or picking up someone and off the waiver wire. And
I know it's not going to happen, but I'm going to be writing a piece about something like that.
Yeah.
It's stagnation and what's the words I want to go? It's just silly hope for the playoffs, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's just this team isn't ready. You know, we've got 3 guys that are 22 and under that are big contributors to this team.
Yeah.
Playing heavy minutes. I mean, one of them is 19.
Yep, that's Brandon.
The other one is going to be turning 21
in February.
Yeah, like young teams just don't win, you know. And I don't want to be the team that that does the Bucks a couple years ago. They were super good, and everyone was like, "Oh, this team's going to be, Eastern Conference Finals next year." And then last year they were so bad that they were the 10th overall pick.
I think that the Blazers are doing a similar thing too.
Yeah, they've loaded up on all their mediocre guys. I like Harkless.
Yeah.
I still really like Crabbe. Both of them have regressed this year. But
I thought Crabbe was still. I thought Harkless was doing well actually.
He's had moments. It's Harkless. He's always inconsistent.
Yeah, that's true.
But they they did the Milwaukee thing. They added a piece that they didn't need, not that
well this year.
Huh?
I said that's Greg Monroe, but he's actually doing well this year.
Yeah, Greg Monroe actually wasn't even terrible. It was just
bad fit, and they didn't make the playoffs. So,
yeah. So of course he got blamed for it, and then Evan Turner signing that $72 million deal. Yeah. It. I could definitely. They're 8 games under 500.
Yeah. And they have the worst defense in the NBA,
which is impressive considering that the Lakers have been so bad on defense,
and the Nets too.
Yeah. So, there's no point in talking trade scenarios. It's like I said, not making a move is just silliness in my opinion. I think you should be looking to move Nick. You should be. I don't know if you should be like heavily shopping Lou.
Well, I think
I think you don't make a dumb deal, but
not that I don't like. Again, I think this year's he's proved that he's a good player, and I don't hate him and his game anymore. I think it's just more that
I like how you had to add anymore.
And but his contract is on his last year next year.
Yeah, and keeping him around when our core is so young just makes 0 sense.
And
and you have to have good players around, but still, it just
he has more value now than he will next year. Even if he goes on the same blazing run that he did this year, I think it would be less than it was at the same time doing the same thing this year because it's a rental.
Yep.
You're picking him up because you want to see if he can push you to a championship. So it'd be a team like the Spurs or something like that. I don't know, because maybe even the Warriors might actually be a possibility. They need some scoring off the bench, but it's not gonna happen this year. At the earliest, it'll happen during the offseason this offseason.
Yeah, they love these mediocre guys. Lou is better than mediocre, I guess, but it's just.
For what he is, I think he's kind of elite for what he is.
He's an elite 6-man, but it's just like, our core is still growing, and we don't have pieces at the 2 and the 5. Oh, we've got a 30-year-old 6-man. Got to keep him. Definitely part of the future. Oh, he's only got a year and a half left. Oh yeah, still keep him. It's fine.
I think what this stuff has a lot to do with too is chemistry, because I feel like Lou actually gets along with these guys, and the same with Nick, even after the whole D'Angelo thing, and I think it might hurt locker room, which
I don't buy that. It's just the NBA is a business first. If they can't handle at 19, 21, 22. What is Nance? Nance is 24 or about to be 24, I think. JC's 24. If they can't handle it, then yikes. You're hoping Brandon is going to be playing for at least the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? He's 19. You're hoping that if he plays into his mid-30s, 15, 16 years. If he's just like, I would have been a lot better, but my rookie year, they traded Lou Williams away, and that just really killed me. I
I
can't
don't know.
I can't see it.
I just think that it's just the core, the group right now that the Lakers have. They like each other and they're kind of gelling right now. But I mean, it would make a lot more sense if it was just a bunch of 20-somethings and like a couple of Luol Deng type people. Then yeah, that
Yeah,
makes a lot
like
of sense. Don't trade him.
what was the point of signing these locker room presences, Dang and Mozgov, if they're not even being used for that,
Well, I
And
actually think that Nick might not be like for what he's doing. I don't think you'd get what you want from teams, and I think that's what the Lakers are they might be wanting a lot more than
really the only thing
himself is worth. But the way he's playing, I think that's what they're trying to sell him at. Oh, he's
he's
shooting 45% from the 3-point line right now, and he is playing solid defense. That's what we
but
want.
he's not playing solid defense. He's really not. all the numbers show that he's not playing really good defense. He was playing better defense at the beginning of the year, but Laker film room had something. I think it was them. They were talking about it, that he got this reputation earlier in the year of, oh yeah, he turned it around. He's playing solid defense, but he's actually been atrocious on D lately. It's just, I mean, even Mozgov,
Mozgov was never even that good defensively. I think he was just a body and he didn't fall on the ground. And everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I mean,
he's not playing bad for me, but I mean,
yeah, not all of his rim protection numbers are his fault because
the front line isn't
lets guys in too quickly to him. But
but
like
I mean,
when people just talk about Nick, no, when people talk about Nick playing defense at a high level, I'm sorry, I roll my eyes because it's just not true. He'll have a good moment here, he'll have a good moment there, but that's the same thing with another highly overrated defender in Russell Westbrook. And he's not a good defender, and he is just a gambler.
He is worse than James Harden. I will stand by that.
I think we're two of the biggest Westbrook haters, especially in the Slack chat.
I don't hate Westbrook. I just think he's very overrated, and I think that Harden's better. I still think you hate Westbrook more than I hate Westbrook. Westbrook's like he's number 6 or 7 in my players in the NBA right now. But people put him as the second best player in the NBA, behind LeBron, obviously. But
not even close. Not even close.
I mean, Giannis is right behind him for me, and I mean, he's not even close to what he's going to be yet. So I don't.
Yeah. I still just feel depressed. I mean, it wasn't even like a crushing blow. It was just something that
it was just a weird game. I think the day's been weird for both of us, and
yeah. So
I think it had nothing to do with Lakers in the game. I think it's just games like that happen. Don't take anything from it, really.
Yeah, we're just gonna hope for improvement soon. I want those 4 games again against what do we say? The Spurs, Clippers, and Pistons and Nuggets after that going into next week. If we win, awesome. If we lose against the Spurs and Clippers,
I mean, I get it. Kind of assume it.
But
I just want to put up a good fight against those two. If they are in it, then I'm fine with them losing. It's the Spurs and the Clippers. I mean, they're elite Western Conference teams. So,
yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll end it on there. End our misery. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll have at Jamie Rico retweet this out, even though it's a very depressing episode. So y'all have a great night. Thank you for watching. Hopefully on the next podcast we'll be a little bit more lively.
Yeah.
All right. Later, Merge.
See ya.